Ha! It is I, Nana Stacy, here to represent the Hatters and the Snail Lovers. Welcome to Goo Morning, Zyathé. I'm so happy to be here while Alphinius is off doing grand things in the kingdom. Mandy was so gracious to bring me here and set me up and allow me to talk with you all today. Good morning.
Stacy, this is why I brought you in. That intro was A+ work. Okay. You were a great improver.
I'm applying for this job and going through the motions here. Maybe be here every week.
Okay. You want to come in every Saturday morning?
Maybe. Yes.
Stacy, we will have you. We are not shy about taking people up on their offers here. So I think you'd be fun to have with Alphinius Goo.
Anytime. I'm only 20 minutes away. The broom rides fast.
And this fabulous hat, you have got to tell us the story.
Oh, this is, a sea serpent, of course, up on the waves. I haven't named her yet. Maybe that's something we can all get together on. But she is hand-tooled leather, each piece laid by hand and painted. And she even has a string that makes her mouth open and close. So you may get to see this one at a table at a convention soon. If I can keep her on straight, it's a hat.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And you got her from the Renaissance Festival?
Yes, Colorado Renaissance Festival. Yes.
Yes. Well, absolutely. Thank you so much. Haunted Wolf gifted a bunch of subs. Our hype train is going crazy.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Poor Joe. Joe is like waiting on me. Joe is going to be joining our lore master team. So the people who convert our games to convention games, Joe's going to be, and I've been having a very slow conversation because I am just been all over the place. I'm so sorry, Joe. But Joe, just know I appreciate you. And he just got back from Spain.
I know. Great trip. We saw the pictures. So
oh my goodness. Fun. Okay. Well, we have a great show for you today. We are going to do a little bit of social media like we normally do. And then Stacy, who, I don't know if anyone doesn't know who you are. I mean, if you don't, we need to talk a little bit about you. Stacy has been Gooey for a long, long time. How did you find Gooey?
Actually, I just picked up Darkest Dream on Roll20 to run for a brand new group. And as we were running it, I just actually followed the links to the Discord and into the den. And then I showed up at Genghis Con 2022. So I've been around a little bit of time, but I just found it by accident, fell into it, still here.
Oh, well, I am so grateful because Stacy has run dozens and dozens of our games at conventions and online. She has an amazing Discord server. I actually went into it for the first, I've heard about this Discord server for years, obviously, and I have promoted it. And I've never joined it. But it is called Moongate Exploration Co. And it is where they connect game masters and players and just run online games several times a week, right?
Several times. Yeah, we have maybe 3 Red Star Rising campaigns at the moment. I just started one last Saturday for a private group. So again, that'll be my 3rd time through. But yeah, in any games, I know Sheehan runs in there right now. Neil does too. So we train how to use the virtual tabletops, as well as just how to run a game and well, if you want to, or just be a player. Everyone needs both sides.
I don't know if you saw the newsletter yesterday. I wrote a blurb about you. I did have a massive typo where I accidentally left in a sentence that was supposed to be deleted. I'm sorry about that. But with that said, one of the things I said in the newsletter is that you are a great mentor, for other game masters, and you love gaming, and not just for yourself, but for the community. And you show that by the way that you are willing to spend and invest time into people to help them be better. And I think those are the kind of people that make this community incredibly special and just brings everyone together. And I appreciate that so much. So,
thank you. You're the best.
oh, I think you're the best. I know. So genuinely love Stacy, love everything that she's doing. And then she took Moongate Exploration Co. and she turned it into a little publishing company. And she has published several I showed them on the stream a couple weeks ago, little D6. They're called heists, right?
Heists, yeah. Heist hacks, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, she has a full campaign module that we'll be talking about called Sands of Fate. And we'll go more into that after we do our social media. And then you published with Geeky Hoodie, another huge community member, the MAD campaign, which is like an Alice in Wonderland theme thing. And then you have something new coming up. So we have lots of things to talk about. But first, let's talk about everyone else and do our social media. So we are going to go ahead and start. Actually, I'll start with some non-social media super quick. I'll switch over to myself. I'm going to talk a little bit. A light just went out. One of our lights just went out. So
Spooky season.
So yeah, our studio is going to look a little bit moodier here. But I had a trip to Wisconsin last week, and I went to. We have a friend. His name's Pat Fugie, and he has several stores all over Wisconsin. And Adam and I happened to be going to Door County. So we went to the Noshery, which is a board game store that also serves delicious food. And what was really fun about the day that we were there was they were going to be on America's Best Restaurants or something like that. Or like, I put it in the den. I can't remember what it's called. America's Best something. So they like a film crew was coming in to come film the store. So it looked beautiful and the food was absolutely good. And it's been nominated, for its eats. And I can attest because I ate there and so did Adam. This is Wisconsin beer cheese soup. I'm just saying it was really good. So anyway, all this to say, if you are going to GaryCon, are you going to go to GaryCon this year?
I'm not.
No? Okay.
Not for sure.
Okay. I mean, the thing is, I spent a lot of time in Wisconsin, a surprising amount of time, all things considered, because my in-laws live out there, but there's a lot of really good D&D stuff out there because, I mean, go figure. Yeah. So
yeah, kind of obvious.
Oh my gosh, we have another hype train. Someone else gifted subs. Valorant gifted a tier sub. Thank you so much, Valorant. I love this. I am like, and oh my gosh. I'm sorry, things are going crazy in the chat. See, this is the annoying thing is I get to see all of it, and Alphinius is always like,
I know. I'm so used to being in the chat and participating and talking trash, and I miss that. Yeah.
We're in a level 5 hype train currently. Wow. That's where we're at.
He told Alphinius that his time here was over, and ladies are taking shots.
I'm just saying. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and move right along though to Blun. So Alphinius is in the middle of writing Blun. And he wrote the back, and I'm realizing it's too small for me. I was gonna read it. Wait, maybe. Okay. Blun ain't the kind of place you visit. It's the sort of town you try to survive. Shoved into the shadowed gorges and crags of the East Boroughs, Blun is held together by orc ambition. Wait, that can't be right. I'm reading it. It's way too small. So anyway, all this to say, the light came back on. It is spooky season.
Mm-hmm.
It is spooky season. Anyway, all this to say, go check out the Gooey Den. Go read this description. It's really cool. And we're pretty close to releasing, I think, Blun and a poem if it hasn't been released yet. So, yeah. So this is part of our Guys and Gas Kickstarter. So, Stacy, will you tell us a little bit about this fine young lady?
This one?
Yes.
Belria Bavrot. She actually lives in a cave outside of Blun, in the forest edge there. So the road takes you towards some standing stones near the side where the old deer trail seems to part off. And those that follow that trail might not come back. This is not one of those fancy, pretty princesses. She's a cave witch. And if you do get the chance to see the environs, I believe she's in there with her entire story. But yeah, she is not kind at all in her potions and her givings out of the cave. But I was really excited to write about her. And then after I did that, I decided, you know what? I have not had a portrait this entire time, all these years, because I'm not a player, right? Forever GM. So I never had that character. So after I wrote her, I said, this is the one. This is absolutely the one.
I love a badass lady, unapologetically badass. Yeah. And I love that probably this character is going to get murdered like 1,000 times
and
over.
you know what? And that's absolutely fine. If you can get through the haze of her spells, kill her. That's what she's there for, right? She's a baddie.
That's awesome. Really cool character art that also has been going on. So Michelle's been posting these in the den. She's been commissioning all sorts of different artists who have been around our den, who promoted themselves to do different character portraits. Michelle's like an amazing patron of Gooey, not just Gooey Cube, but like D&D creatives. And she's been posting just a ton of art. She had her dogs done. I believe there was a few other things that she posted in there. And the artists are doing a great job. This one was done by, my goodness, where's the name? I know that she put it in here. Kelly Ive. So anyway, thank you all so much for like, so Purple Hazy gifted you a sub.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you, Purple Hazy.
Yeah, thank you, Purple Hazy. And also gifted a bunch of other people's subs.
I've fallen a little behind in keeping that up.
I am feeling like sorry, Cassia says gooey cartoon when? I know, right? We should. Ooh. Well, we shouldn't because that'll fall on me and I'm tired, but that would be really fun.
I like that.
Yeah, we're at level 6. You're bringing the hype, Stacy.
We did this. Just saying, maybe I'll be back next weekend. Check my calendar.
Yeah, come on over. No, I'm all about this. Hey. Okay. Next up, I mean, we're just showing all the portraits.
Yeah.
Alphinius is really on like a portrait kick right now. Because I mean, we have so many, we have over 300, I want to say now, different portraits of people. And we are not great about posting them on our social media. So Alphinius is really, yeah. Harry says, a gooey cartoon produced by camera Mandy. Harry, I still have like 8 episodes of your creative goo that I need to get up on YouTube. So I think we all know where we're at with the cartoon. Like it's probably about 40 years down the road. It'll happen in my retirement. So
nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is William and William, aka Ben. So he's having a fun thing with the names, putting them next to each other. So so we got a wizard here. Kind of reminds me of the Wizard of Oz from
a bit
the movie. Yeah, from Wicked. Are you into Wicked at all?
No,
not at all. Okay,
it's not my thing. I know. Go figure.
I know. I witchy. I kind of figured.
Yeah. I've never even seen Hocus Pocus.
Oh,
I'm a little. I think I have my own little area of horror movies and things I like this time of year.
Oh, okay, very nice.
A little bit on the dark side.
Very nice. Well, this time of year, I pulled this. It's called The Fall of Cthulhu. Yes. So we are doing in the office, we're as like a team building thing, we're doing autumn bingo where we have like a bingo card with what is it? Like cozy up under a blanket and scope out fall leaves and drink warm apple cider and all, like all these different things. And it's fun because people who are remote can participate in it as well. And so everyone in the office is having their best fall ever since, we're all playing office bingo together. And I feel this from the Cthulhu, in terms of he is also having his best fall ever. So.
I love it. That elder god, that ultimate evil, just doing what we do, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm not doing great at following the chat. So we can get Chet to do the art for the cartoon that we're apparently producing now. So yeah, it's okay.
We need staff.
Ken says, ship Gloomport and Geisengax, run the next Kickstarter, and then maybe think about doing a gooey cartoon.
Ding, ding. Yeah, well, that's what I'm here for today, is to change the priority in the list. I am bumping Gloomport up a couple of notches because it's been a while. I actually, my submission for that was late 2021 or so for the Gloomport. I actually tattooed it on my arm back then, and I still don't have the book.
Stacy, I have just learned something new about you, and you will have to show me this tattoo. And also, I will need to, I don't know if you told Carrie about your tattoo, but we will need to make sure that it is like chef's kiss, amazing.
It's a big potion.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So, yes. Okay. I agree with you. I'm very excited for Gloomport. It's just guys and gacks. We'll just say it was a commitment. So not pointing fingers at anyone specifically. Oh, look, here's a picture of Alphinius. So
this is what happened during the Gloomport meeting.
Yeah.
Drinking started.
Yeah. So Casey Redkin, she came.
Yes.
Yeah, she came a week or two ago, and she brought us. She's working on confuddling concoctions. She's editing that supplement, and she made us a confuddling concoction, and we cracked it open yesterday, and also some whiskey. And not all these people are Gooey Cube people; they're marketing agency people. But you can see Carrie and AJ, who, and then Derek, my assistant, is on the right over there. And he's instrumental in keeping me sane. So I think he is Gooey. And then obviously Mike, who everybody knows because he can sell anything. Yep. And then Miranda is in there, and she's new. She's a project coordinator for us. Okay. So, and then Steven, he is the art director for the graphic design department. Mm-hmm. And so he's Gooey in that he manages all the people doing the layouts and stuff like that for our books. And Clea is Gooey in that she designed all the materials for Whodunit and Perils and Fortunes, and she is an incredibly talented artist, and we just adore her. And then obviously Riley, who is our webmaster, and I would say he's pretty Gooey. So anyway, yeah. So Randy says the reason Mandy is discombobulated. That's a good word.
Spell that, please.
So, yeah. So JC, or that's Casey, said that what we were drinking is called the Tattered Angel. And it had like edible glitter in it. It was spark. It was so good. Okay. Yeah. It was so much fun.
I'm drinking anything with glitter.
Wait, hold on. I have to open this hype chest. Something's happening. Okay. Now, I don't understand Twitch after 5 years of doing it. So, I don't know what just happened, but I can share it. Something opened and now I'm sharing it. So hopefully the chat can see whatever the heck. I see. There we go. Okay. It was like a 3-step process. I had to open the chest, I had to share it, and then I had to put it into the chat.
Oh,
so
yeah, we need an assistant.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, what should happen is you should just come on and co-host with Alphinius, and then I could just not talk. And just
see whatever you would like.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. We are gonna keep just rolling here. Michelle posted this. It's a choose your own adventure. Have you played this particular brand before?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I'm aging myself. Absolutely. I grew up on these. I had so many of them in my little bookshelf in my room. Aww. And read them so many times and cheated every time something bad would happen. And you go back, keep your finger in between the pages. But yes, absolutely. I love these. Thanks, Michelle, for the throwback.
Do you feel this is like the start of your D&D journey?
Maybe. Yes, because I think I was reading like the White Dragon ones and things at that time. And then that was pretty much like when the red box set came out. It was right around there, 83, 84. And we were like playing in school with no materials. And that's how I really got started, was people just talking with each other in class. That you go here, this is what happens. And we didn't even have character sheets. We just played just by talking. Early 80s throwback.
Imagination. Sorry, I they didn't see me. I did a rainbow. So I made a rainbow gesture. So did you have D&D choose your own adventures? Is that do they actually have D&D ones?
I don't think they were branded TSR. I'm not sure, but the theme was the same.
They should publish those again. Like they should republish some of these things. I mean, fix them for whatever problematic stuff might be there. But then, and then republish them because like that would be so much fun. Geeky does say that they did have D&D ones.
Okay. Yeah, Geeky knows. He knows a lot of that stuff. He knows the books.
Oh, and Cassie's just throwing out that we should do Zyathè choose your own adventure. I think that's just our module.
I have an idea for that for maybe like Whodunit style thing where you have to go to different places. So let's talk about that maybe sometime. Mm-hmm.
Will you actually like do Whodunit? Do you have a game?
Belria Bavrat, maybe.
I'm just saying.
This year I might actually be available.
That would be so much fun. Okay. Just throwing that out there.
Sure.
I'm noting this in my head. But last year, I think you had a VIP game on the same night as Who Done
Yeah,
It.
I did.
So,
I did. That was a bad choice. I shouldn't ever run a game on a Saturday. I'm so tired by then. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Okay. So our friend Amber, who is going to be joining us on the stream in 2 weeks.
Nice.
She is amazing. So Pam said she is U levels of good. That was the compliment.
Let's talk.
So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You should get in contact with Amber.
Okay.
Yeah. So she ran for us at Pacificon.
Okay.
And she's like of the caliber of Stacy Mitchell. That is, by the way, what we say around here.
Yeah, so nice.
So anyway, all this to say, Amber is in Japan and she posted a really fun fact about chickens. Because in our culture, chickens are typically associated with being afraid or easily frightened. However, to Somo, it is considered a lucky animal. The reason ties back to the rules of the sport. Victory comes from not touching the ground with anything except the soles of your feet and not being forced out of the ring. Animals like pigs, bears, dogs, or cats would hit the ground with both front and back feet, but chickens never do. So this is why so many local mascots are chickens.
Love it.
So
love it.
Anyway, Amber, I'm so excited that you are traveling and having an amazing adventure, and we look forward to hearing about it in 2 weeks. So, and everyone in the chat is loving on you, by the way.
Oh,
so Stacy sets a very high bar, says Harry, and Kiki says she does indeed, and Pam says it's true. So okay, next up. Jim posted this just weird looking sheep. I don't know. It says ancient Viking sheep with 4 horns are making comeback near extinction in Britain. And I have not looked into this, but if it's true, it's very cool. So yeah, anyway, I just thought a fun thing to find on your various adventures. We're almost through our social media. Pam, shitty character idea. A paladin. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm cussing a whole lot. It's Stacy.
It's
just
me.
Being in the studio.
It's me. I am the queen of that. Yeah, it's me. It's me.
A paladin who's only in the party because they're the parole officer for the rogue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, yeah,
it's good character interaction though. I wouldn't call it a bad idea. I would welcome that at my table. Bring the chaos. Let's do this.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so our friend Porthalis, aka Rick, posted a mugshot Monday. This is something Lawrence has been doing that I think is really fun because I don't know. Do you have lots of mugs?
No.
Okay. I'm
like 2.
Because you're also a Disney person.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
But I tend to find that mugs are my favorite souvenir from like any trip because I use them. So we have like 40, I think, at this point. And it's shocking. We don't have kids or anything, but it's shocking what me and Adam can do to this. How many we can go through before we do the dishes. Anyway, all I'd say, Rick, I love this picture of you. You have your gooey shirt, you have your Lawrence glasses, and you have your raccoon 6 mug. And I think it just looks great. So let's see here. What else? Okay. Have you followed Todd at all on Creative Adventure Tables and what he does?
I see everything he brings. I follow him. I see his pictures. Yeah, they're amazing. This is above par here.
I put this one in particularly because it has the orca miniatures, and I have a deep abiding fear of orca whales. So so I would personally not enjoy this. They have like a little boat and like 3 orcas are like circling it, and I would find that genuinely terrifying. But that said, though, unless they're like monstrous orcas, I would not want to hurt them because I think that they're wonderful creatures. Just they scare the Jesus out of me. So and Paul says it's a very reasonable phobia. I do feel like it is being talked about more nowadays about how orcas are kind of jerks to other animals in the sea. They play with their food. I mean, there's interesting things. I don't know if you know this, but like there's a couple orcas in Africa who like eat like the liver of sharks. It's like super interesting, like what's been kind of going on evolutionarily wise, but
kind of all about that. Write a book about that.
Yeah.
Shark livers.
This would be quite a book. I love it.
This is giving me ideas. Okay.
Yeah, this is what the whole den is about. So, okay. Last thing here. I have no idea what this even is. David posted this. He says Muppet D&D, LOL. And I'm looking at this and it's like, I don't even know. I think they're the Muppet characters as like tokens and as characters. And that it would actually be a really fun campaign is all I'm thinking. Like Kermit, could you imagine Miss Piggy like on a D&D quest? Yeah. So
now David's great about this. Like even Gary Con a couple years ago, he used like pearl onions and things as his tokens on the table. He does amazing things with off the beaten track characters and ideas. And yeah, I just love this one.
Yeah. It's a great, fun idea. I like that would be, maybe we would do that because last year we did Disney D&D, which Muppets are Disney because they are.
Miss Piggy's a princess.
Just saying. So she should be in more parades.
I think so too.
Just
I don't see enough of her.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that'd be a really fun campaign. Okay, let's go ahead and move to the main course, which is talking about all of your stuff and your everything that you have going on.
So much going on.
Okay, where do you want to start?
Wow. I don't know, beginning, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, Moongate was something that it came up with as a creative outlet. And I want to say that's probably mostly due to the Gooey Contributors Guild. There was ideas and things we could throw out there for certain things, but they were always an NPC or a locality or this or that. And of course, there's not one to do every week or every month. So I got to a place where I was just wanting to do more and wanting to actually just take the campaigns that I was writing and putting my players through and put them in a book. Why not, right? I'm already writing it, excuse me, and I'm already putting it together, in Roll20 and getting art and everything put together. I might as well just actually publish this. So I even put out a call to what are we going to call this thing? What are we going to name it? Sheehan was the one that came out with Moongate Exploration Company. So it really was kind of patterned a little bit more after the Jungle Cruise at Disneyland. Yes. I'm also a Disney lover as much as Mandy. I haven't been in 2 weeks, right? I'm starting to itch. Yeah.
Casey says El Fabio should be a Disney princess.
Yes. And we're going to set that up for Genghis. We're going to crown him accordingly. Like that one year we surprised him.
Yeah.
We need to do something like that. For the coronation and the parade down the Artist Alley. So yeah, Sheehan came up with this because this was really, I was thinking of all of those crates and boxes with the stamps burned into the sides of them going out on expeditions and not so much high fantasy dragons and all of that. I wanted something a little bit grittier, and it brought all of that Indiana Jones and that whole section into my mind. I said, you know what? That's the game I want to play as a player. So it really has that feel of the buried temples and all of the traps and the Tomb Raider items and things. And that's how I wanted to build it. So it got a little bit out of hand. Harry and Geeky were both in the playtest group. So they were helping me through the different encounters. And then I kept adding on and then writing everything after that. It ended up being 250 pages. 22 new character backgrounds. It's insane.
Okay, so you started with the Discord server, right? Or did you start with the book?
Discord server was just my game server for a while.
Okay.
And I had a different name.
Uh-huh.
And then once Sheehan christened it, we changed everything over. And the books started happening. Yeah.
And so did you meet Sheehan, and how did you meet both of them?
Online, through the den.
Oh, okay.
The den.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sheehan's good at names. He has a great 10 to Midnight Studios.
Yeah, I love his stuff. They're all over my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. I love them so much. But yeah, we just, as we were putting things together and I'd polish them up, I'd put out a one shot. I just publish one of them here and there, and I'd take them to Genghis for the booth. Lots of maps and all of that. And then once it was done, it was time to actually put it together. And I brought one today. So anyway, I see these 250 pages, lots of pages. And this comes with 90 maps. And we did a little Kickstarter for it. It did well. We funded a couple years ago. And now it's out there. I'm running it twice, 2 games a week right now. Sure, who else is running this one right at the moment? But yeah, it was just a labor of love to get that thing out, right? And it has a huge, the ending is a cliffhanger, really bad. And I know I need to write that book, everyone, I know. But that's what the hat was for. The outfit was all about, was getting into the second book, Shores of Fate. I'll get on that maybe next year. Because I'm working on other stuff.
Yeah, which we're going to talk about here. But before we get into that, I want to ask you, what was the process like for you? Because you haven't published before. Yeah. So you write your book. It has 240 pages, you said, right? And you're like learning layout, you're learning art direction, you're learning, because you work with Derek Stevens. You're, play testing to make sure the encounters are balanced. You're doing all this stuff. So like what advice would you give to somebody who wants to start doing what you did?
Ooh, wow. If you don't have any experience in any of this stuff Mandy just said, call me, we'll talk. Maybe you can piggyback on something I'm doing, because it was a lot for one person to do. It came out to be quite a bit, because depending on what you're doing, like, of course, Gooey does things locally with the print shop. I wasn't going to have that many to bother with. So I wanted to do just the drive-through RPG printing and all of that. That requires a specific program to put everything into. And I didn't know that. So I wasn't going to learn it. I was too busy writing. I was doing the art direction, everything else. And I get somebody on board. 3 months later, they haven't done anything and they back out. There's so many different things that go into this that aren't always just, well, I can do that. I know how this looks good on a page. And maybe I even know Adobe or Affinity. But there's so many other things with that and how it goes out that aren't widely known and can really put you on a schedule delay if you're not sure about how that's all happening.
Would you encourage, like, are you happy that you've done this, or would you encourage other people to do it? Or
sure.
Yeah.
Do it. Why not? It's your baby, right? Put it out there. Be mindful of costs. That's always going to be one thing. Can you do this? Because Alphinius always says it best. How do you make $1 million in the gaming industry? Start with 2 million. So that's kind of the gig, really. It's difficult. Your Kickstarters do well. That is probably a good place to start with Kickstarters. You have a lot of promotion. You're on Blue Sky. You're on everywhere you're at. Maybe you have a great community like this one that knows you and wants to see what you have to put out. That absolutely helps. But you got to get there first. And that is always a place where mentorship, talking with people that you do know, can absolutely help.
Okay. That's a good piece of advice, is kind of ingrain yourself in the community. Because I mean, we have people who kind of just come into the den and they just post their whatever on there, but they're not engaging with other people. And you'll always see that their engagement on their posts are way lower than somebody who's actually like commented back and like formed personal connections with people. So I absolutely agree that like being part of a community, gaining that like trust, you have a stellar reputation for the games that you run, as a spectacular game master, like I said, both online and in person, very well regarded by everybody. So I'm sorry if I'm embarrassing you. I can't gush enough. Yeah. So okay. But yeah, so I think, starting there, because it is hard. Like, you got to get your foot in the door somehow. You could do it through paid advertising. Paid advertising is always a little bit of a risk, though, because it's this nerve-wracking thing that we do. I mean, I know this just because we do it with all of our clients. It's this nerve-wracking thing where you put out your paid advertising, and there's a slope where you're going to get no engagement until the algorithm starts picking up on who's actually engaging, and then it starts going up again. But in the first, part of your campaign, you're watching all that money just slip through your fingers. You have to have a good penchant for torture.
It's hard.
Especially if you're self-funded. Yeah.
And when you watch these, your Kickstarters move in through the certain days, and there's the dog days, the slumps, but that's also too, I tell people that look at your own mindset in that. What do you do when you go to a Kickstarter? Do you wait a minute to see like how many of these stretch goals actually get reached before you jump in? What are you doing? Think about that from the opposite side of what they are possibly thinking as well. And it's hard because you get towards the end, or as soon as you send an update, people are like, oh yeah, I did that. And they drop their pledge, because it reminds them. So you're afraid to put those updates out because that's when you see the most like negative activity and things. Yeah, it does take strong heart to go through it and not take it personally and get through them. But yeah, it's not easy to do.
So I'm just reading through comments. It is always good to build bonds and make comments/friends on the Discord communities and building up people's work when they do good and work hard. So getting likes, this is from Harry, getting likes doesn't capture wallet. You need to create real engagement to get people to commit to spend money on your project. Donnie's in there. Run a convention, they said. Make friends, they said.
Yeah.
And now you run multiple conventions, Donnie. So yeah. Anyway, which we're all so excited, by the way, for Genghis coming up here. So yeah. Geeky says, I heard Stacy was going to make a game based loosely on 4 loco beverages.
Geeky, our list is a mile long. Geeky, love you. We'll get there. We'll get there. He just brought this up like yesterday. He's like, I got this great idea. I'm like, add it to the list.
We do that too. Add it to the list. I think we added 3 things to the list. I think we have a Gooey cartoon. Yeah. And I think the Gooey convention is still on the list. So, but I think we'll just keep Genghis as our home convention and let Donnie and Andrea take on the torture of that.
Yeah.
So, cause they do such a great job. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about MAD.
Oh, MAD. Okay.
So, and because this was a collaboration, right?
Yeah. I mean, Geeky brought this up to me, said, hey, this was last year's. It's all of the original John Tenniel art from Alice in Wonderland is going out in the public domain. So, well, we need to jump. And we were in a very dark phase. I think we still are playing a lot of Morkborg. If anyone of you are familiar with that, you should expect to die. It's cannibalism. It's all of the gore. It is all of that.
I don't know what it is. What is Morkborg?
Well, you've heard Pirate Borg, of course, because of Genghis Khan. This is like the original, like if Swedish death metal was a game, this is it.
Okay.
Rules light, gore heavy. So we were playing a lot of that. And we said, you know what? What better way to represent Alice in Wonderland is in making her the ultimate evil. If she returns back to Wonderland, the Wonderdark, that would bring on the end of the world. So she's not even a character. But there's all of these different character classes that are a twist upon the Alice characters. And none of them are sweet or nice, but they do get together and go around these horrible landscapes. And pretty much everything you touch wants to kill you. So that's really what MAD is all about. It's pretty much an entire Morkborg book, but not in the tiny size like you see with Pirate Borg or any of the others. And that was something that was important to us as well. For myself, I wear bifocals, but Geeky, we know Geeky has visual impairments too. And that makes it difficult to read some of these fancy books with these great layouts and everything's swirling and all over the place. But then they're in that tiny, like 8.5 by 5 size. So we said, we're going to make this accessible. We're going to make it a lot bigger. But you get to play things like the Blood Queen. The Red Queen is a character class that you actually get to play. So
she is evil.
She is.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of that in here. I mean, the Tad Matter, he's a little bit dark too, but he smokes. But he's based off one of the original Morkborg character classes too, but he picks up pieces of the environment, which is pretty much a body anywhere laying in under a bush, and makes his teas out of them. Some are good, some are not so good. But that was the fun of this, because it was not just, this is a game you play with these rules. We basically brought the rules into the book as well. So it is a one-stop shop. You don't have to have anything else with this one, and we did it underneath that license. So everything is there, you know how to play it, and then it's themed to Alice in Wonderland. Geeky wrote our Knave of Knives, which was just the rogue character on that, because that was always in Alice in Wonderland, that Jack of Hearts was the thief. So some of the stuff is very twisted, but then absolutely matches the lore. Yeah.
Well, I love this because it feeds into a pop culture thing that we've all grown up with. And I love the twist on it. I love the darkness.
It's pretty deep. It's pretty deep. But
so,
it's a lot of table driven. If you're used to second edition, something like that, it makes it a lot easier to pick up Morkborg. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to be doing a giveaway here. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. So it's going to be #Gate. And you can win either Sands of Fate or MAD, and we're going to let whoever wins choose. So yeah, #Gate will get you entered, lowercase all across the board. I'm not sure if it matters, to win one of these fabulous campaigns. So, okay. So what was the different creative process with starting with something that has pop culture in it versus something that you created entirely from scratch?
This one in particular, because there's some Disney properties with it, was making sure that I had the rights to use what I wanted to do.
Uh-huh. Well, some people do not understand the nuances of copyright law, because just because something is public domain or goes into the public domain, like just because Alice has gone into the public domain does not mean that Disney's Alice has gone into public domain.
Absolutely.
So,
that was it. So we had to really separate by which art we could use, where we could find it, make sure we found it, in the literal public domain, not someone's wiki, and put it all together, and make sure that we were only using that and not even what the Alice cartoon Disney made, what that storyline was at all. Take that out of there. Anything they created for that wasn't in the original book, we couldn't use.
Well, I think like a good example of it is the Wizard of Oz, the ruby red slippers from Paramount. Those are not currently in the public domain. So you can't do a Dorothy with red slippers because that is a Paramount Wizard of Oz thing that is not yet available publicly. Whereas the rest of the Wizard of Oz, and it's like those little nuances, like, because when you grow up, all of it seems to be the same thing. All of it is part of your consciousness. So that it sounds like you did your homework.
A lot of homework. So I don't have Disney money to fight that in court. So we just said, we've got to make sure we're doing this just to the literal book, the beginnings of the John Tenniel art. We used the pieces that we wanted, did everything black and white, mostly graphic design in the background, and just a splash of blood. There's a little bit of red here and there in that book, but that's about it for color.
Darkness.
Just to keep it in the spirit of the original rules system for that. I think we've got a couple more in the hopper. We have some really good ideas we want to do, like on a Peter Pan version.
Ooh.
Oh no, poor Tinkerbell. It's dark, but that's you have to like embrace that piece of it. But I mean,
that's kind of what's fun though about it's a twist. Yeah. It's a twist. It's not. Yeah, and I mean, I think that if you're in D&D, you kind of like murdering things.
Well, you kind of have to.
Fake murdering, to be very clear, that was not a confession.
Yeah, every time you get those like cards back when you're doing safety tools and someone's like blood and death, I'm like, we just can't play together because that's like the spirit of the game, right? That's kind of what we're doing. But yeah, this one just takes it a little bit further. Some folks like high fantasy, some like it to be a little bit darker. And I noticed, just in the last couple of years too, even after the OGL mess, that a lot of people are just leaving D&D as it is.
Well, you're talking about Shadow Dark and how that hit at such a good
time. Yeah. But that brings the darkness too, right? You're going to die in that one as well. But you get to experience all of the character classes, right? That's how I like to play it when I kill my characters off or my players. But yeah, that's been a thing, like some more rules light, a little bit more OSR feel to it. And
we've actually gotten feedback from conventions that people are enjoying the role play more than they are the crunch at conventions specifically, that they're enjoying that's the less rules heavy stuff at the table more than they're enjoying crunchier combats and stuff like that. So it sounds like you're playing into that trend even with what you're producing here. I actually got some interesting comments back to the copyright thing. Apparently, JC, I'm super interested in this as Casey. Sherlock Holmes cannot be empathetic. Like apparently I'm like, who? That is crazy. And JC says that's why Enola Holmes got sued by the Doyle's estate. So super interesting. Yeah. Super interesting. And then Jay Ricky included that the ruby slippers were added to Wizard of Oz to show the Technicolor, how beautiful and bright the film technology had advanced too. Donnie says, Stacy, we're playing some OSE tonight if you want to join Andrea and I. So
drive up from the Springs.
Yeah, someone's got all sorts of plans on Saturday.
I'm trying to learn OSE. I'm trying to learn that version. Because I mean, I have my 5e stuff, but like I said, I'm kind of drifting. The trends are changing. I think my tastes and my interests are at the moment. So it's been interesting.
So when you're creating a new system, how do you like how do you even start? Like, do you just start with like what you already know and then you just break down what you don't like? Or do you start with something brand new that you do want to see?
Yeah, but I think we all have what we already know in the back of our head and what we like, what we don't like. The last few years, I've got really deep into the Tales of the Valiant 5e stuff from Cabal Press instead of converting to 6th edition, whatever it is right now, because I liked what that did with what I already knew, what I already had, and it fixed a lot of the problems I felt were there. But not everyone's into that, right? Everyone's got what they like. I think everyone definitely has their own opinion on it, but they go their own direction. But when we started to see things happening, like people just drawing back from just D&D in general, it's like, well, yeah, we're to blame. Geek and I, of course, with all of our Morkborg and everything, and trying out Dragonbane and all these other systems, we're like, okay, what do we like? What do we not like? So the new system I'm building, I built off of a ridiculous idea. And I'm just kind of creating and adding to it. So as I'm actually putting it into layout, I'm seeing that, oh, wait a minute, I need to fill this gap. I need to do that and see what I'm missing. And of course, I have 7 notebooks on my desk at home. I'm always writing for each different game, each different system I'm writing, or even just running, of what I need to do. And this one, I'm really kind of happy with the way it's coming out. But it's based on the movie Dodgeball, if you've all kind of seen this.
Oh my God, that is a flashback. Was that 20 years ago?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's Ben Stiller, right?
So many times. Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn. Great movie. But the rip torn idea of the dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Those are my stats. Those are the stats in this game. And it doesn't necessarily, we're not playing sports here. I'm not a sports ball person. Obviously, we're in D&D here. It's just that is just what brought out the stat names. And it's more of an escape game than it is sword and sorcery, going out and killing things. But those concepts can be applied to different types of escapes. So I decided to do cinematic ones. So the first game with that is Camp Blood Moon, which is based on 80s slasher flicks. So you have to, escape or survive the night from the axe murderer by using just these stats.
Oh, wait, I should be showing your...
Yeah, you want to see it? Derek did an amazing job on this cover art.
Okay.
This is the page, right? Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. So I wanted to show everyone what can really help Stacy right now.
Yeah.
First off, let me put this link, and we're about to go into internal... They're going to see, it's going to be... Okay. There we go. Okay, so I've just pasted it in the chat, and now we're in Computerception. Okay, so listen, okay. I logged in just so I could show everyone this. Notify me on launch. This is huge. So just press that button because that helps creators. It helps the algorithm. It helps Kickstarter know that this is one to watch. So this is Dodge, a role-playing game of cinematic escapes, and your art style is completely different than what you've done with Mad and Sands of Fate, but it's still done by the same artist. So, and yeah, I like the one down underneath. This one is my favorite from Derek. So this is that camp counselor running from the woods, and is part of the tables that are in this system. It's really easy to play. You just roll a D8, you succeed or you don't, and then something happens, right? And it's a lot of role play. It's not necessarily all about the crunchy rules, because escaping all of that is part of it, and how you actually play your scene. So these aren't different types of say initiative orders. You play a scene. So it's not 6 seconds, everyone over here on the other side of camp, this is happening at the same time. We're juggling, we're trying to make it all work. We are just playing a scene, and whoever's in that scene is all that gets to play. And that's it. We play that out to resolution. If you don't succeed in your dodge, duck, dip, dive, or dodge roll, they all have specific things of what they do and descriptions. That big dodge at the end is your clutch move. Better make it count. But if you don't succeed, you can't move. So then you're right there for the killer to chop you up or whatever. But he does. But we have several killers, several camp staff. So there's always that same element with this one of, can I trust that person or not? The cook, the bus driver, the groundskeeper, whoever's still there on this last night of the camp. And it can create a twist of who the killer actually is.
So there's some with shotguns and chainsaws or just the traditional axe. It's all there. So it can be played multiple times without being the same story because it's all table driven, different people, twists all over. So I'm going to start with this one, but everything's going to be like a movie escape. So there's probably going to be a Dawn of the Dead zombie. I'm thinking of a Haunted Mansion, 13 Ghosts.
Yes, please.
So I want to get a few of those for the stretch goals, but that's where we are with it now is getting the art in, getting this initial page going, and we're going to launch at Genghis Khan. So we have some time for me to get it mostly done and have, at least the main book ready. And then as we progress to stretch goals, we can do voting and who wants what movie based on and go from there.
Well, this is one thing I really love about how prepared you are. Because you a lot of times have these things done or pretty close to done by the time the Kickstarter launch, and you're just like in final phases and stuff like that. So this is going to be super fun. Okay. I got to read some comments. What is the difference between the two dodge stats?
Oh gosh, I don't have to bring my whole thing. One of them, the first one is just moving out of the way, right? Your first one is just moving out of the way. The last one is your super move, your Hail Mary. That is a real clutch move that you want to do. So you get basically 15 points for all those stats, and you get to divide them out at the beginning evenly, however you want them to be. So depending on your role play style or how your character is played out, you can put a bunch of points into that clutch move or just into the first one. I just need to get out of here, and then I can use my movement. So there is a little bit of a strategy to it with that, but they are different stats. They do two different things. If you're really good at improvising really awesome moves, parkour, whatever, to get away from the killer, that's when you put a lot of points into that one. But you get to choose what your action is from there. And all the characters are traditional. There's the flirt, I'm calling her, the jock, the rebel. So all of it, like the stoner, all of those characters you see in one of those 80s slasher flicks, you get to play one of them, create your stats, and then just start role playing. And the GM in this is a narrator because you're narrating a cinematic thing, and you just bring in complications, almost like the heist, but you always have something that ramps up the fear. You have a fear scale you roll on. That's really it. You have some stats to roll against, and you have a fear scale to see if that affects your rolls. And the rest is all role play and in just a really interesting setting.
Well, Hintaya wants to piggyback off the role-playing thing. He said,
sure.
Some of the best convention slots I played have been so heavy in RP that the DM has to flat out say, okay, we've got 30 minutes left. We're skipping from page 8 to page 34 so we can do the final encounter. I miss old-time RPGA events. And yes, I mean, I agree because one of the things, I was talking to a game master yesterday, and we were talking about philosophy of Gooey game mastering because he's going to be running the Darkest Dream at KublaCon in California, Bay Area, California, and he's going to be running it in a 4 to 6 hour slot. And obviously, you cannot run Darkest Dream.
I would do a 3-day track myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, really, it is just taking like the piece that you want to run.
You want to run, right?
Yep. Yeah. And you adapt it and you run, and then you don't get caught up in the book. So if your players are really interested in something and you start taking them down a trail that is not at all in the book, sometimes you just do that because it's 4 hours and they're just there to have a really good time. And that makes the most memorable gaming sessions, I think.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, Ken says my two favorite companies right now are Gooey Cube and Cobalt. So heart to that, Ken. And a lot of questions about the dodge and dodge. So you did a great job answering that. I'm just reading through the concepts. Kim Nora says, I love the concept. Pee-wee-woo, very interesting concept. Well then Ken's talking about Cobalt and again, adding, and this is smart. This is good. He's saying I'm adding in the connections to Kobold Press's Labyrinth into my Red Star Rising campaign. Mm-hmm. I decided that's what I want to do with the blank spaces where Gooey Cube leaves on their maps, where they say your idea goes here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and that's excellent. That's exactly what we want people to do.
That is what makes a good game master too. You take what works. I mean, there is the book, right? You have a book. It gives you the overarching story, but there's also several other people at the table, and everyone there writes that story. And it doesn't matter if this doesn't work for you on page 18 or whatever. Put in what you want and take out the stuff that doesn't work for you. And that's always what's going to make it an even better adventure. It's going to fit what your people want.
So this is a giveaway question for us, because we've been doing a custom portrait giveaway for the last
forever. Yeah.
So today, this was supposed to be the week that we were supposed to pull the portrait, but Alphinius wanted to be here for that. So I will say that we can just do another week of entries. That's fine. So go ahead and put hashtag portrait in. And when we do that, I'm going to actually go ahead and draw our winner. If you have not already, also put in hashtag gate, and that will get you entered to win Mad
Sands.
Or Sands. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that winner right now.
I could do a heist bundle too. Depends on who it is and what they
already have. Right? I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and draw. Our winner is Andy Bardic Warren. Congratulations,
Yay!
Andy. So,
I know he doesn't have Mad.
Okay. Sounds good. So
I know that, but yeah, we'll see what he wants to have.
So Mad was the D6 heist bundle or Sands of Fate.
All the heists or Sands. Yeah.
He says, I don't have Mad. Exclamation point. So congratulations, awesome. Andy. And again, put in hashtag portrait if you would like to be entered one more time for our portrait contest. And then that will be pulled next week. And we have a few more minutes left just to chit chat about.
Just a gab.
Yeah. So anything else going on that you would like to talk to the masses about?
Oh gosh, please don't add to my plate. Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of plugging along right now. I know after Gen Con, that was always the big time period where we were all like, we'll start new games after Gen Con. We're getting into that. I know Shan and Neil have expressed interest in starting new games. Not sure what.
I'm going to put the Discord link into the chat. If you have not joined this, first off, it's a beautiful Discord. I went into the Discord and I was so impressed with the layout and how organized it is. It made me have Discord envy. I'm very bad at Discord. I'm very good at the private message feature on Discord, but everyone knows I do not try and reach me on the actual Discord because I can't ever find the messages. Like people tag me and then I can't figure out where to go to find the message that they tagged me in. So, but your Discord was very well organized with like the different game rooms and everything going on. It just sounds like looks like a really fun place to go engage with people. So yeah, please go join her Discord. A lot of our Gooey people are already in there. It's a great place to find online games. It just cannot. And I mean, the other great thing that I love, and I appreciate this so much, Stacy, is that a bunch of our convention GMs will run their games to prep in your server. Yes. So it gives them experience with running the module before they get to the table, which I know helps eliminate some nerves. So yeah, go join the Discord server. Okay. And then go like her campaign, sign up for Dodge. It's going to be, I know everything that you've produced has been like fantastic. I already see that another 5 people have signed up.
Yay.
So
thank you all. Really, it makes a difference in how Kickstarter moves, and shows you at the front page or all of that. It really, even if that's all you do, even for your friends' campaigns or anything else, hit the like.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Notify.
And why don't you end with giving your best piece of advice for a convention GM?
Oh.
And I have to say, so we have a form that we send to players after they run games. And as of the last form that we sent out for Gen Con, we don't actually have like where they can put people's names. Like they can't like select what GM, but people call out Stacy by her name in the reviews, and we get them every single time. That's the level in which people really appreciate the game mastering that she does. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. For me, like when I prep, I kind of over prep, but I like to run, and I cannot downplay the importance of this. Run your game ahead of time, at least once. And even if you run it once and you find out what doesn't work and the timing isn't there and you're writing everything out, and you've skipped this or that, or maybe this had way too much importance to the players when it really shouldn't have, and pulling in things you need to, cutting things out, but really running that game the first time is what's going to tell you all of that. We can all read it. It says it's supposed to be used in 2 to 4 hours, but I can run it in 6 or 8. It depends on the game, what's happening, what happens to your players, how they RP, all of that. And I think when you go in there the first time and run it. You're going to figure all of that out. You're going to be able to cut things out that have no value, take their feedback, and then apply it to how you run it. If you have time to run it again, do it. Absolutely. Make sure your changes work, but always run it ahead of time. And I'm always here to help people with that. Even if you're just playing in the game that I'm running, because I'm running it at the con, that'll still help you figure out like what's happening, how things work and flow. But I can't put too much importance on that. And over prepare. Always over prepare. Then you won't need it all, right?
I agree with Stacy. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so looking forward to Genghis Con coming up here. Hopefully we get Stacy to be one of our Goo Done It patrons. That would be super fun. That would be awesome. Just saying. And thank you so much for making the drive over here. I mean, I know it's only 20 minutes on the road, but it's wonderful having you. So
thank you for having me, letting me hawk my wares to everyone. I appreciate you all. Yeah. If you want to reach out to me for anything at any time, training or want to run a game, want to join a game, just do that. I'm always here.
All right. Well, you know the tagline, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought there was more to it for some reason.
No, it's that's all it is.
All right. Happy Saturday, and may all your adventures be sticky.
And you delivered that like a news reporter. That was excellent.
Got the hair for it, right?
Thank you all. You all have a great Saturday.
Bye.